He gets the pub, but I'm telling you, David Lighty, he drives the bus.
Get back on this win streak, man. Get it started for 40 minutes, not like last game, man. It's 8:30. 5-on-3. 1, 2, 3.
Talking about the loss to Wisconsin, Buckeyes 16-0 at home this season. Lighty backing down Kalen Lucas in the first half, and then Lighty driving. He's going to kick it out to William Buford. Buford had 23. And the bench, applauding. You want a bench. You want Tom Izzo's bench in this game. It kept his team in the game. Adrian Payne, +1. He had 10. Spartans shoot over 57% in this game, and more times than that, that's going to get you a win. Derek Nix spinning. Lucas, he's a starter, but Austin Thornton isn't. He finishes. Izzo's bench outscored his starters 21-13 in the first half. Let's go second half. Ohio State is down 2. Lighty, +1. Ohio State, 29 free throws. Michigan State, 6. And then it was up to Buford. He hits the 3 right there. Sullinger, by the way, 11 points, 2 rebounds, but Buford, he kept him in it. Ohio State up 7, and then both coaches talked about this being such a pivotal play. 5-point game, 6 minutes left. Michigan State gives up on the ball. Thought it was an over and back. Aaron Craft, and 1. Buckeyes win by 10. Ohio State, Wisconsin, Purdue, top 3 teams in the Big Ten will each face the other 2 contenders one more time. Buckeyes 12-1 in conference, have a 2.5 game lead over both Wisconsin and Purdue.
Big East, number 14 Villanova taking on Seton Hall. Wildcats trying to snap a 2-game skid. First half, Villanova up 3. That's not going to help them snap that skid. Corey Fisher coughs it up. Jeremy Hazel, big finish. 22 turnovers for the Wildcats. That was a problem. Seton Hall down 1. Malik Wayans to Corey Fisher, 12 points for him. They didn't have Corey Stokes. That and the turnovers helped Seton Hall stay in it. Antonio Pena, his only bucket of the game. Nova up 6 after he made the free throw. Did most of his damage at the line. He had 10 points. Hazel, long 3-point attempt, no good. That could have tied it, but Villanova hangs on to win 60-57. James Bell, 21 off the bench for Villanova. Now, St. John's fans on Twitter, Neil, got a kick out of us calling them Giant Slayers. They've beaten 4 top 13 teams this season. Next up for them, a trip to Marquette. Steve Lavin has got them playing. Joe Lunardi currently projects the Johnnies as a 7 seed. Key wins against ranked opponents Georgetown, Notre Dame, Duke, and UConn, as well as an RPI ranking of 17, all helping their case. So let's check them out. Dwight Hardy. You don't know about this kid? Learn about him. 28 points for him. St. John's down 1 after the free throw. Hardy for 3. St. John's up 4. This is their 3rd game in 6 days. They won the first 2. Malik Booth with the strip. DJ Kennedy for 2 of his 15, and St. John's up 6. Then later in the second, St. John's up 7. Justin Brownlee with the tap in. He had 11 points and 7 rebounds. And St. John's does it again. They go on to win it. Of course, keep second place in the ACC to themselves. And it has not been easy getting things past John Henson either, Neil. Henson had more blocks in a nursery school in the first half. He gets a block on Travis McKee, and then Carson DeRozier's, and then Gary Clark, and then the block on Ari Stewart, and then DeRozier's, just so he understands, 5 blocks all in the first half for Henson. And then Digger Phelps would love this. Points in the paint. Harrison Barnes to Tyler Zeller. Tar Heels up 7. And then Zeller, another jump hook. Zeller had a team-high 18 points. Tar Heels up 13 at the half. Harrison Barnes, you know about him, the freshman, preseason All-American. He's been playing up to it lately. Behind-the-back dribble and gets that one to fall. And then Barnes inside in traffic, able to slam it down while he's getting fouled. He had 17. Carolina wins 78-64.
Rupp Arena, Kentucky 29-0 under John Calipari under the Rupp roof. 30 straight home wins under whomever, second longest to Duke. Now look at Renardo Cindy. He's tired. Except I'm tired. I've been walking all day. Brandon Knight beats him because he's tired. Off the inbounds pass here, seconds before half. Knight draws the foul. It's called a shooting foul. Calipari's going to say he's shooting. That's 3. That's 3. I need 3. Rick Stansbury, the Mississippi State call, says, "Oh, you've got to be kidding me." And he gets teed up. Knight gets 5 free throws. He made 4 of them. UK down 1 at the half. Second half, Knight takes over. Feels the need for speed there. And then right here, Josh Harrelson after Knight hit the 3 and Sidney. And, well, if it's a race, bet on Harrelson because he's going to beat Sidney down. Kentucky shoots 67% in the second half. They all weren't that easy. They put the press on. They gassed Mississippi State, and Kentucky wins it 85-79.
Let's go Big 12. Missouri 15-0 at home. Texas Tech paid them a visit on Tuesday. First half, Marcus Denman took an elbow Saturday against Oklahoma. He's got stitches under his eye, but he also passed 1,000 career points, and the Tigers up 1 at the half. Second half, Michael Dixon. Great pass to Denman underneath. Denman shot 8 of 11 in the first half and said he wanted to be more of a distributor in the second half. Phil Pressey will shoot this time. 3-ball there, Tigers with an 11-point lead, but John Roberson and Tech would come back. Made an 11-2 run to get it within 3, 21 for Roberson. But Missouri right back the other way. Kim English to Lawrence Bowers. Misses at first, but hey, persistence pays. Missouri goes on to win at 92-84 with 20 from Denman, and they are 16-0 at home.
George Mason has won 11 in a row at Virginia Commonwealth. It's the top 2 teams in the Colonial. A game for first place. Andre Cornelius averaging 10 points per game. He hits the 3. Mason up 7 early. Let's keep it in the first half. Mason up 10. Luke Hancock averaging about 11 and a half. Finds Mike Morrison. That works. Second half, George Mason up 10. Cam Long, he's averaging 15 plus. He hits the 3. He had 14 in the game. George Mason just running away in this one. Cam Long drives, just to Ryan Pearson. He's averaging just over 14. He hits the 3. George Mason wins by 20. 12 straight win, and, well, looks like they could be tournament bound.
They don't know if you've noticed, but Virginia Tech has been bolstering its seeding chances lately with 12 wins in 15 games. They had Maryland in Blacksburg on Tuesday. Jeff Allen drives to the hoop. Leaves it for Victor Davila, who finishes with a big jam. Anybody can do it looking. Allen did it without looking. Davila had 14, Virginia Tech up 10. Jordan Williams swats away Manny Atkins' shot. Terrell Stoglin going coast to coast. Stoglin had 25 points to lead the Terps. Maryland up by 1. Terrell Bell open in the corner. And banging that, he had 16. Virginia Tech goes up 3. Later in the second, Virginia Tech up 3. Eric Green beyond the arc and on the mark. 20 for Green. Hokies are rolling. 7-4 in the ACC now. They win it 91-83.
Appears to be number 1 in the next poll unless they stumble along the way. First step, beat visiting Oklahoma State. Jordan Hamilton to Tristan Thompson. Take another look. Those two combined for 29 points. Texas up 11 at the half. Second half, Gary Johnson. He had 11 of Texas's first 15 points. Got an old-fashioned 3 there, and then how about just the face-up Jay there? He finished with 17 and 10. We got about 12 minutes left, and Corey Joseph is going to just do all he can to put this thing away. Hits the 3 in the corner. Texas, stingy D, man. Joseph going to grab the loose ball right there. Lay it up and in. And then a bounce pass to Thompson. Joseph, 11 points, 73-55, 23-3, hook 'em horns.
All right, let's work our way through the rankings. Number 4, Pittsburgh, take a 2-game lead in the Big East with a win over South Florida, but that was no song and dance. First half, Pitt down 2. Dante Taylor misses. Talib Zanna there for the follow-up, and the game tied early. Later in the first, tied at 20. Brad Wanamaker missed. There's Zanna again. He had 11 points in the first half, had 3 total points in his last 6 games. Pittsburgh goes ahead by 2. Second half, South Florida down 4. Augustus Gilchrist. Layup and the foul. South Florida down 1 after the free throw. Later in the second, Pitt up 2. Brad Wanamaker finds Gary McGee and the foul. Pittsburgh up 5 after the free throw. Really hit the glass in the second half. 26-9 rebounding edge in the second half. Wanamaker had 13 points. 15-2 run for the Panthers. Next possession, Nasir Robinson. He also had 13. And Pittsburgh wins at 67-55. They are 12-1 in the Big East. Number 5, Duke, all alone on top of the ACC, taking on Virginia. They'd beaten the Cavaliers 6 straight times. Nolan Smith leading the ACC in scoring with 23 points per game. Gets free in the corner, and he's banging that. And then later, Smith. How about 3 more? Yes, sir. Mike Krzyzewski said points were hard to come by in this game, but not for Smith. He had 13 in the first half. And then Duke started clamping down on defense. Krzyzewski said Virginia's defense was good, but ours was better. Up one, Smith misses the three. KT Harrell grabs the rebound, but Mason Plumlee says, give me that. And Ryan Kelly says, you take this. Krzyzewski also singled out Kelly for his defense. He also had 11 points. And then Smith doing what he does, turning defense into offense. 22 points, 7 rebounds, 4 assists for him. Duke up 11, then later with Duke up 13. Smith over 3 defenders, not a problem. Fewest points allowed for Duke this season. They win at 56-41 over the Cavaliers.
Wisconsin are look ahead for 11th-ranked Purdue. Boilermakers great at Mackey Arena. They host Ohio State Saturday. Badgers coming off their win over the Buckeyes. Lewis Jackson, he came to play, the steal. Then he finds E'Twaun Moore for the dunk. Take another look. Jackson, 1 point in the Purdue loss at Wisconsin earlier this month. Purdue up 8, second half. 12 minutes to go. Jackson, layup. A little bit later, Jackson draws the double team, finds Moore for 3. Jackson, 18 points, 5 assists, no turnovers. Jordan Taylor and John Lure, they did all they could for Coach Ryan, but they didn't get any help. Taylor there, he finished with 15. Moore's going to hit the 3. Purdue, sole possession of second place in the Big Ten. Jawan Johnson, 20. Moore, 19. 70-62.
Georgetown have risen all the way to number 9 by virtue of an 8-game win streak. Next up for them, UConn in Hartford on Wednesday night, and that means Kemba Walker. So looks like they got him trapped. No, they don't. Throws it to himself off the backboard. Nice move by Walker. Said he's done it in practice, done it in pickup games, but never tried it in the game. Word with Jim Calhoun would think about it. But, hey, in that situation, he had nothing else to do. So we go back to Tuesday. LeBron James against the Pacers. He did the same thing. But he jammed it. Andy Katz with Walker about that play.
LeBron James pulled something like that off. How much were you thinking of his play on that one?
I was actually thinking of Kobe, actually. But, no, it was just there. You know, I think that was the only play I could have made at the time, so, I made it.
Later second half, more from Walker. Look at him split the defenders, and then he's able to finish. Not a big guy. UConn up 9. Then just over 2 minutes to play. Jump shot. Got that to Walker with 31. UConn wins at 78-70. The Hoya streak done.
Arizona has won 45 of the last 51 between these two, but they beat the Cougs by just 2 last month in Pullman. Kevin Parham, the steal. Jamel Horn, the dunk. Take another look. Horn accidentally kicks Klay Thompson in the face. I mean, he's Washington State's big gun, Klay Thompson is. Kyle Fogg, Derek Williams, he's one of their big guns. And see the hand? He's been struggling with a bad pinky. He grabbed it right there, man. He had his best game since the pinky injury 3 weeks ago. Thompson, Pac-10 leading scorer with 30, but he needs more help. Williams, 26 on 7 of 10 shooting, 12 of 12 from the line, 79-70. Zonas, 14-0 at home this season.
UCLA trying to stay within striking distance of the Cats on the road, taking on Stanford. Bruins have won 5 in a row coming in. Tyler Honeycutt left wide open, and this is what happens when he's left wide open. 4 of 8 on threes. He had 16 points. Bruins up 7 at the break. UCLA's big man on campus, Joshua Smith, and we mean that literally. 6'10", 305. What are you going to do with that? Look at him take the charge.
Where's Neuheisel?
From Jeremy Green. Ensuing possession for the Bruins, Jeremy Anderson feeding Smith. And that's a big dunk there. 13 points, 9 rebounds for Smith. Later, UCLA at 14. Smith with a block on Green, and we're going the other way. Malcolm Lee on the break to Reeves Nelson, 18 for Nelson. 6 in a row for the Bruins. Now they're a game back.
Tino on his more familiar court Friday night. Louisville hosting Connecticut. It was the Peyton Siva show. He had 19 points in the win at UConn late January. That was double overtime. Louisville beat him by 1. Siva, he is inspired by Saturday's NBA All-Star Dunk Contest. He goes 360. He had 10 points in the first half. Louisville led by 8 at the break. Jim Calhoun's halftime speech, man, it took. Kemba Walker, take that. It's a 6-point game. And then Niles Giffey hits the 3-pointer. It's a 1-point game. And then moments later, Walker can't get the jumper to go. Alex Oriaki rebounds. He can't score. Roscoe Smith can't score. Oriaki, finally, UConn, first lead of the game. They're on a 9-0 run after the break. Cardinals respond. Kyle Currick, the 3. Both teams 8-5 in conference coming into this one. And then Siva hits the three. Louisville loves to shoot the three. 5 of 16 three in this one. Siva had 15 points. Kemba Walker had 16. Jim Calhoun needed him to have more because he tried to pump his squad up. But Siva to Gorgie Ding. Cardinals win big, 71-58. 9th straight.